Hey folks, my name is James and welcome to the latest video in my channel. The channel is Beginner Guitar Tips and Tricks, and this video should be a game changer for you beginner guitar players. The key here is all the videos I'm making are for beginners. Starting off, doing your theory, and I stress stick with your theory. It's critical. Stay with it, but I also know it can get really frustrating and you can get angry and you just want to give up. That's what my channel is for. It's to show you things that can help you make cool sounds. You can take a step away from your theory, do this one little thing that sounds cool, and you can feel like, okay, I can do this. I can make music. I just have to stick with the theory and learn more, but when I'm frustrated and tired of it and I want to give up, I'll just switch to something like this that'll be fun, and I can have some fun with it. Because after all, this should be fun. This shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be frustrating. I know learning it will be, and it can be very challenging. But at the same time, you also need to have that little break where you can actually stop and say, I just want to make something that sounds kind of cool. It's a little trebly, but that gives you an idea. We'll change a few settings in that once I start showing you what we're going to do today. But today, this video, game changer. You may already know what these are. You may already play them. But there are many of you who may not. You may have heard of them. And I just want to understand what they are, how they work, and how to play them. Any of you who may be watching that are intermediate, advanced, or pro players, yeah, you know this inside and out. It's sort of the secret that unlocks guitar playing for a lot of beginners. Once they've learned this and they can do it consistently in different spots on the fretboard, it can open up a world of opportunities, a whole lot of songs that you can sort of figure out on your own just by doing a power chord. Now, what is a power chord? Pretty simple. It's two, in some cases, three strings played together. Like you would play a chord, but they're played in one shape. No matter where you play it on the guitar, it's in that same shape. Now, if you see one of these chords written in sheet music or tab, it's going to appear as a letter followed by the number 5. That would identify it as being a fifth chord or a power chord in this case. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how a power chord looks, how to form it, and then how to play it, and then how to move it. So, initially we're going to take our index finger. We're going to start on our home row. For many of you who've watched other videos on this channel, you know my home row is the 5th fret. The actual home location is 6th string 5th fret. That's an A note. But for this, we're going to move it over to the 5th string 5th fret. And that's a D note. And there we are going to begin forming our power chord. So you take your index finger and you just press down on that fret. Right there, 5th string, 5th fret, D note. Now what you're going to do is your index or your middle finger is going to take the day off. It's not going to be involved in this, but your ring finger is critical for the next position. What we're going to do is put your ring finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. So now you've got 7th fret, 5th fret. But we're going to move your ring finger now from the 5th string over one string to the 4th string. So now they're 2 frets apart this way and 1 string apart this way. So you've got your 5th string D note. But then you've also got a 7th fret on your 4th string right here. They don't sound like anything individually, but if you can play them, get them to ring cleanly like this, what we're going to do now is play them together. Now, if your ring finger is muting the strings along here, like the higher level strings, the higher pitch strings, that's fine. You don't want them involved right now anyway. What we're just going to do is these two positions and just pluck them together. Now what you can also do is let your index finger touch the 6th string to mute it. So see, it's not ringing out clear because we don't want that to make a sound. We are just focused on 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret. Let your index finger touch the 6th string to mute it. And then just play it. Downstrokes, upstrokes, mixture. Now I know it doesn't sound like a song just yet, but we'll get there. That is your basic foundation of a power chord. And you can move it. So as we see, we're on 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret. What if we take that whole shape, keep our fingers exactly locked where they are, just move the entire shape down 2 frets to 3rd and 5th. Now let's play both of them one after the other. Now you're starting to see that you're getting a bit of a song feel coming to, a bit of a vibe here that something could be there. Maybe a riff, maybe a song intro, something you can create, something you can hear on a recording and say, oh, that sounded like this, and play it, because there's a gazillion songs out there that use power chords. Some clean channel, like I'm doing right now, some more distorted, which I'll do in a moment when I switch my little amp here over to the gain setting. For those of you who didn't see the video already, I'm playing this on demo. I call this guitar demo because it's the demonstrator guitar. I don't use any of these back here, nor do I've got a cabinet and a tube amp here and signal chain pedals, a little mixing board. And I was using all of those for these videos, but then I realized most beginners don't have this. Excuse me. I wanted to maintain credibility, so I wanted to make sure I'm playing on starter equipment, just like you. So I went up, now Marketplace, I found the actual true no-name guitar. Look, there's no name on it, anywhere, nothing. Flip it over, nothing, no name anywhere. I don't know what it is. I bought it on Marketplace off a guy for 60 bucks. The neck was straight. I restore guitars, so I figured if it needs anything beyond that, I can do it easily. I haven't done anything to it, just changed the strings and gave it a little cleaning. But I figure it's ideal for videos like this because you as a beginner probably have some guitar that has a name here. It may be a big brand name, it may be more of a beginner level guitar manufacturer name, but you probably have some name. You know what you've got. I don't know what this is, and I've not done any work to it. Like I say, just give it a little cleaning and put some new strings on. I didn't even put good strings because most of you out there probably don't use the strings I would use on these. I use a higher end, more expensive string. On these I put regular, what are called Ernie Ball Slinky strings. They're very basic, but also very popular and very good strings. Just to keep the cost down. But I want you to all see that I can play these power chords quite easily on this no-name guitar. So you can do the same on your guitar that has some name on it. So let's revisit what we just did. Index finger, 5th string, 5th fret. Ring finger, 4th string, 7th fret. 1 string apart, 2 frets apart. Again, we're going to let our index finger mute the 6th string, and we're going to let our ring finger mute the higher pitched strings. So we're only going to hear the 2 notes that we're fretting. We're strumming them together. Back and forth, back and forth. Now, let's move it somewhere else. We started at 5th and 7th fret. We went to 3rd and 5th fret. Let's go way up here from 5 to 7 to 8 and 10. 8th fret, 10th fret. See how that sounds. We're going to go off the dots. See, we're in between the dots where we started on the dots. Now we're going to jump up beyond the dots. So. See? Now we're starting to get some vibe here. We're starting to get something that sounds like something. And we're not changing the fingers we're using. We're using, I don't want to look vulgar, but we're using these 2 fingers only right now. I'm going to show you a more in-depth version of a power chord, which sounds a little more full. But right now, that's a power chord. That's it, pretty basic. And just keep the same spacing of 2 frets and the same spacing of strings, 1 string and then the next string over, and play it anywhere. And now we're going to move it somewhere else entirely. Now we're going to go back to our home row, 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret. We're going to take both fingers in the exact same shape they are, exact same positioning, but we're going to move each one over 1 string. So now the index finger is on the 5th fret still, but now it's on the 4th string. Your ring finger is on the 7th fret still, but now it's on the 3rd string. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's move it. Again, sounds like something. It's not high end. It's not on one of these more expensive, more higher tiered instruments, but it's giving you a starting point. This is now allowing you how to figure out how to hold a power chord, how to form it, where to play it, how to move it around. We're going to move it again. We'll start at home, the 5th fret, 5th string, 7th fret of the 4th string, where we started it all. Play that. Now let's move it this way, 1 string each. So now the index finger goes to 6th string, 5th fret, which if you watched other videos of mine, that's actually my home position. Ring finger goes from this 7th fret on the 4th string to the 7th fret on the 5th string. So I got 6th string, 5th string, but the same shape. Again, same concept, same idea. I'm not going to take it beyond what we did here with the 4th and 3rd string. Don't go to the higher pitch strings on that because things change a bit. You can do it again though on 2nd and 1st string. But don't do it with the 2nd and 3rd string. It's because the notes are different. When you tune a guitar, you'll see it's not the same pattern in tuning as it would be for the rest of the strings. The power chord for that is doable. It's just different. You can go here or you can go here. I don't want to make you figure out how to use your pinky or how to change the position. We're going to do the simple position of, again, avoiding vulgarness. These 2 fingers, 1 string, say 5th fret, for example. The next string, 7th fret. That's it. Keep it as simple as possible. Do this in 3 positions or 3 sections. So we'll go from 6th and 5th string, 5th and 4th string, 4th and 3rd string. Now for now, don't go any further. Just leave it there. There's enough if you consider you're going to go from here all the way up to here in all 3 of those string formats. Tons of notes for you. But now we're going to add something. We're going to give that power chord a little more feel. We're not going to do it with the 3rd and 4th strings because, again, this is where that tuning issue gets involved, where the 2nd and 3rd strings are a little wacky. They're sort of on their own and do different things. It's doable, but I don't recommend it. You're not there yet, I don't think. Maybe you are. A video down the road, I'll do power chords 2 and explain all of that. But for this one, I'm just going to keep it simple. Go back to home, the home row, 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, where we started. Now, if you watch some people doing power chords, you may see that they incorporate their pinky into it as well. It may not be obvious right away, but now that you know they do that, you might notice it. in some videos. So what that would do is take our home power chord, 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, but then we're also going to add in the 3rd string down here, 7th fret. So we've got 4th string, 7th fret, and 3rd string, 7th fret. Now listen to how the difference is. That's a 2-string version. I'll add the pinky, more full. This gives it a fuller sound. So that's still a power chord. What we've done here is, as I mentioned at the beginning, you'll often find a power chord written as a letter and followed by the number 5. In this case, we're starting it on a D. Our bassiest or deepest note is a D, so it's a D5 chord. The reason I say 5 is because we're starting at D. Now, if you count, including D, through the musical alphabet, you'll find that this is the 5th note where your ring finger is. So D is 1, E, F, G, A. So the 5th note of the from the D is an A, and surprisingly enough, that's an A. When you add that 3rd string, it's called an octave. An octave is, as you know, the musical alphabet runs the letters A through G and then starts over again. Each batch of those letters is called an octave. That's more for your theory. That's for a lesson in that rather than here. You may already know the term and you understand what I'm saying. But given that we know that this root note, the bass note here, is a D, this note here also is a D. We put our pinky. That's the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So this one right here, is a D. And then this one here, where the pinky is also a D, next octave up. So you've got the D, and you've got the 5th letter of the musical alphabet, starting from D, which should be D, E, F, G, A. And then the 3rd note is another D. But I look at this and I think, especially for a beginner, it may be hard for you to get your pinky to work the way you want it. I get that. What's funny is this is ideally supposed to be the technically proper way to do a power chord with 3 notes. I've been playing for 52 years. I didn't have theory lessons aside from an 8-lesson session when I was 8 years old. It taught me the basics. They taught me that these are frets, that this is a nut. And at the end of it, we learned how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on 1 string. But the rest of it, I kind of learned on my own, bought some books, learned from other guitarists and friends, and watching guitar players. So I do my power chord with 3 strings a little bit different. I'll still form the 2-note one with the 5th string, 5th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, like we started. But if you see my knuckle on my 3rd string, it's pointed upward, kind of like, I don't know if I can do it naturally, but it's kind of like that. Right, see the knuckles up? What if I twist or bent the knuckle the other way, sort of this way, so it's flatter? So here we'll reposition. Index finger, 5th string, 5th fret. Ring finger, 4th string, 7th fret. But we're not going to use the pinky right now. This is a cheat. And most instructors will slap me on the wrist for this or even take away my guitar for a day as punishment for telling you this. Because it's wrong, but it's worked for me for, 50 years. And I still do it, and I always will. Instead of having your index finger knuckle upward, remember I showed you flatten it out. Now see if you can use that flattened part of your ring finger to compress both the 4th string and the 3rd string. So now we've got 5th string, 5th fret, 4th, 7th fret, 3rd, 7th fret. And I'm only using 2 fingers. I'm getting the sound I want. And it's easy. If you can bend your knuckle that way and get it flat, which isn't that hard, work on it and you can get it. It's going to make this so much quicker and easier for you. And then, you go into your lessons and your instructor for your theory is going to tell you, that's wrong, that's not how you do it. So learn their way. But you can also, right now, do it this way. So you're going to make this cool sound right now. Right as soon as you stop watching this video, you can mess around, fumble a bit with it, and then get it, and then start loving it and making some music. See? Something like that. Very simple. Those were all 3-note power chords using just these 2 fingers with this knuckle flattened out. So again, this portion of the ring finger is pressing 2 strings together, both at the 7th fret. Now let's see how that would sound a little distorted, a little heavier. If you watched the video on where I introduced you to demo, you also saw that I'm using basic equipment for these videos now. I've got a no-name coil cord here. It's got a little noise going into the amp because it's cheap, it's not well insulated. But again, you as beginners likely don't have high-end cables. You will down the road if you decide, yes, you love guitar, you're picking it up, you're learning it, you want to keep going. You get to a point where you want to improve your equipment. Yeah, you get a different guitar, you get better cables, maybe a different amp. But this here's a little practice amp. And if you remember or you saw that video, I indicated how there are 2 channels. The clean channel, which is just basically what you're hearing. It's just clean, clear sound. But then if I push the button right here, it activates the gain channel. Gain is more fuzz, more distortion, a little heavier sound. So activate that now. And you may not hear it already, but I'm already getting some feedback from the amp. Mostly because this chord it's a cheap junk chord. But it'll still do the job. And I want these videos to be authentic, where I'm working using starter equipment, much like many of you. So we're on. We got a sort of a grungier, grittier sound. Turn up a little bit, just in case you can't hear it. Now, let's try our power chords with some gain. I've got the gain knob here, which controls the distortion. I've got it on 8. Let's see how that sounds. Again, we'll form our power chord the way we started. Home row, 5th string, 5th fret, index finger. Ring finger, 7th fret. We're going to try and press down both the 4th and 3rd string together. How's that sound? If you have a little practice amp that has a gain option like that too, there's your opportunity to sound a little more metal, if you want. If not, you can just stick with the clean channel. See, again, we're playing 3 strings. Only these 3. But I'm only using 2 fingers to do it. This is the secret. Bending the knuckle flat so that the fingertip portion is flat, compressing 2 strings. That's the trick. That's the secret that teachers probably don't want you to know because it's not proper. But hey, this is an art. It's not science. There's some scientific elements to it, but ultimately you're trying to create art, sound, music, things that make you happy. And it's not about you. It's about you enjoying what you're doing. So you'll pursue this and you won't give up in the first year and say, it's too hard for me. Just do stuff that's fun, that isn't super hard, along with the theory that is hard. A little bit of both can make this journey much more enjoyable for you. Personally, I like it a little distorted, a little louder, a little heavier. So one more thing I want to show you. This is a very cool part of these types of power chords. You note we have a 2 fret separation between these fingers. Now, if I move it 1 fret this way, 1 fret this way, again this way, it looks like we're at the end, because if I move again, the index finger is going to be out of play, like so. And in fact, yes, the index finger is out of play. That's now an open, we'll do it clean. That's now an open A string. But this finger's still in play. The whole shape moved 2 frets, but we lost the index finger, but we still have the ring finger in play on the 2nd fret. I wonder what would happen if I played that. Using all 3 of the strings we have for that power chord, just this time the A has the index finger on it, the A string, the 5th string. Then here, it doesn't. It's open. It's an open A. Sounds pretty good too. Let's hear the gain on. I like it. Now, it's a little awkward to use your ring finger to grab for this. So what you can practice is using your index finger for this part. Just 5th string is open, 4th and 3rd are on the 2nd fret. Now we do the switch. We move our index finger back to the 5th string, and our ring finger kicks in to the 4th and 3rd string. So we're going. Make sense? Did you get that? I know in the beginning it can be trickier to figure out. Our index finger does the open bar or open power chord. So our 5th string, the A string, is open. Yet we're still able to incorporate the 2nd fret down, which would be fret number 2, or I guess up in this case, to hit the 4th and 3rd string. And still give you that full power chord, but then we do the finger switch. So we can go. Hope that all makes sense to you, because if it does, there you go. There's your power chords. That's a game changer for you. I know that there was a lot of stuff covered here, and if you don't know power chords, it could be a little daunting. So don't worry about it. Take your time, because once you can do the 2-string power chord, just say the 5th and 4th string, once you can do that, if you can train your ring finger, the first knuckle here, to sit flat and compress those 2 strings, you've now opened up the whole world of music. Just by that. Mess around with it. Get used to moving it around without changing the shape at all. Practice the open string portion, and then bring in the finger changes to give the full one. And there you go. That's power chords. Now I know this video was long, but to me it was important that you understand everything about a power chord, because it's such a critical element to playing guitar. Once you can play them, clean channel, distorted channel, you'll start playing these and hearing songs that you're playing, hearing songs you recognize, but you're not even trying. You're just strumming, noodling around, having fun with the power chords, and you're starting to recognize songs in there. That's how you're going to start learning songs by ear. And I want you to mess around with that. Have fun with it. It's a significant change if you don't know power chords yet. Now that you know what to do, how to do them, and you practice them, your whole world's going to change. So, thank you for sticking around for this video much longer than I had planned, but I wanted to be very thorough. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to see them in the comment section. I will respond to you as soon as I can. And if you enjoy what I'm putting out there for you with all these different videos, and if you find that they're useful and beneficial, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, because that goes a long way to helping us content creators keep going forward. Because most channels aren't monetized, so we're not making any money doing this. It's for you. This is for your benefit. Personally, myself, I want more guitar players playing. I want more music in the world. It's a beautiful thing. Let's make the world more beautiful through music. And on that note, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.